Today we are going to look at WH questions, that is information questions for right now. Before we start, let's review the present progressive and let's review sentences. So, we know sentences have a subject, a verb, and some extra information. For example, Jane is making websites at home. Jane is the subject, is making is the verb, websites is extra information for objects, at home is extra information for place. So Jane is making websites at home. Please also note that actions occurring in the present, that is right now, have a be plus verb ing form. Here the be auxiliary is, the verb ing form is making. Let's now talk about WH words. So we have 6 WH words: how, when, why, who, what, and where. We use how for manner. How do you come to school? By car. We use when for time. When is the movie? At 5 p.m. We use why for reason. Why is she happy? Because. We use who for people, for person. Who is Nancy? She is Nancy. We use what for things. What is an apple? It is. And we use where for places. Where is the museum? On 8th Street. Now let's look at the 2 steps for making questions. The 2 steps for question formation. Let's start by making a question about the place. So Jane is making websites, but we don't know the place. Well, first, we're going to move the be auxiliary, that is, before the subject. Here the be auxiliary is. So let's move it. Is Jane making websites? Second, because I want to know the place, I'm going to add a WH word before the be auxiliary. The WH word for place is where. And here is our question. Where is Jane making websites? Question. Where is Jane making websites? Answer. At home. Now let's make a question about the object. Again, we need to move the be auxiliary before the subject. So Jane is making at home. Here the be auxiliary is, so let's move it. Is Jane making at home? Again, we want to know the object. We want information about the thing. So we're going to add a WH word for things. WH word for object is what? And here is our question. What is Jane making at home? Question. What is Jane making at home? Answer. Websites. Now, lastly, let's make a question about the action, the verb. We know Jane is at home. Remember that we're going to move the be auxiliary before the subject. Here the be auxiliary is. So, is Jane at home? Next, we want to know information about the verb, the action. So we're going to add a WH word. We want to know the action. Verbs, actions, those are things. WH word for actions and things is what? And in the verb position, we're going to add doing. So question, what is Jane doing at home? Question, what is Jane doing at home? Answer, making websites. But if I don't know the subject and I want to know the subject, I don't need to move be. I only need to change the subject into who. So question, who is making websites? Answer, Jane is. Let's look at more examples. Once again, we know that sentences have a subject, a verb, and extra information. Let's look at a sample sentence. Jane is helping Robertson at school. Jane is our subject, Is helping is our verb. Robertson is extra information for an object person. At school is extra information for place. Also, please remember that actions occurring in the present have a be plus verb ing form. Here the be auxiliary is. The verb ing form is helping. So, let's make a question with the object person, that is Robertson. Jane is helping at school. Okay, well, I want to make a question. I want to find out the object person. Well, first I need to move the be auxiliary before the subject. Here the be auxiliary is. So, is Jane helping at school? Second, I want to ask a question about the object person, so I need to add a WH word. The WH word for an object person is who. Who is Jane helping at school? Question: who is Jane helping at school? Answer: Robertson. Let's now make a question about the place. So we know Jane is helping Robertson, but we don't know the place. We want to know the place. Well, we make a question. Well, first we're going to move the be auxiliary before the subject. Here the be auxiliary is. So, is Jane helping Robertson? Second, because I want to know the place, I'm going to add a WH question word for place. The WH word for place is where. And the question: where is Jane helping Robertson? And the answer: at school. Question: where is Jane helping Robertson? Answer: at school. Lastly, if I don't know the subject, I don't need to move be. Instead, in the subject position, I just add who. Who is helping Robertson? And be never moves. So question: who is helping Robertson? Answer: Jane is. Well, that concludes this presentation. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any thoughts, questions, or concerns, please email me. And here are my references for the teacher and the student, and for the lady working at home. Please have a wonderful afternoon, and I look forward to seeing you in class.